Are you ready to explore the shocking revelations from recently opened Vatican archives that shed light on the intriguing relationship between Pope Pius XII and Adolf Hitler during World War II? Without further ado, let's dive into this video today to explore the Vatican's efforts to keep human history concealed. When we think of the Vatican Library, it evokes thoughts of grandeur and mystery associated with the Catholic Church. People with vivid imaginations often make dark assumptions about the nature of this organization. The library's archives are securely kept inside a fortress-like location within the Vatican. They are not accessible to the general public, and researchers can only view them after 75 years. Moreover, its surprising reputation makes it more mysterious. For years, there have been wild speculations about the contents of the Catholic Church's archives due to its notorious secrecy. Some even believe it holds a hidden treasure trove or even alien creatures. However, despite its name, the Vatican's secret archives is not a real secret. The term secretum in Latin means private, and it gave rise to the English word secret. In reality, it holds official documents of the Holy See, including letters and materials related to the Pope. Well, let's now talk about the archives found. The Vatican Secret Archives serves the same purpose today as they did originally. They preserve some of the most valuable artifacts belonging to the Catholic Church, with some papers dating back to the 17th century. Until 1881, even Christian scholars were not allowed access to the archives. But Pope Leo XIII, known for his intellectual pursuits and challenges to modernity, opened up the treasure trove to scholars. The contents of the Vatican Library go beyond the history of the Church. They offer insights into the history of the world. These remarkable texts shed light on the Church's past and provide a glimpse into the broader historical events that shaped our civilization. Mary, Queen of Scots' desperate plea to Pope Sixtus V. Mary, Queen of Scots, a prominent historical figure, faced a tragic fate after being forced to relinquish her throne and imprisoned for more than 2 decades. Her most notable item in history is a heart-wrenching letter she wrote while facing execution. Accused of plotting to assassinate her Protestant cousin, Queen Elizabeth I, she was condemned to death by beheading on February 8, 1587. In a frantic attempt to save her life, she sent a letter to Pope Sixtus V, pleading for mercy and condemning those she saw as responsible for her impending death. Unfortunately, the Pope did not intervene despite her plea, and she was executed. Now let's talk about Martin Luther and the birth of Protestantism. Yet another crucial document that reshaped religious history is the 95 Theses written by Martin Luther. Luther, a German who turned away from Catholicism, ignited the Protestant Reformation. The Catholic Church excommunicated him in response to his actions. Pope Leo V issued the papal bull De Sette Romanum Pontificam, which led to Luther's excommunication from the Church. This event marked the beginning of Luther's journey to establish his own church, leading to the significant split between Catholicism and Protestantism that influenced global history profoundly. What about the secret archives and the trials of the Knights Templar? The secret archives hold a mysterious and highly confidential record of the trials faced by the Knights Templar, a Roman Catholic military order during the Crusades. Accused of acts such as blasphemous conduct and heresy, the Knights Templar's trials were documented on a parchment known as the Chignon parchment. This parchment was as large as a dining room table and had gone missing for centuries, only to be rediscovered in 2001 in a misfiled box with other papers. After proper classification, it was made accessible to scholars in 2007. The release of the Chignon parchment in 2007 significantly changed the perception of the Knights Templar's legacy. It revealed that, unbeknownst to history, Pope Clement V had absolved the group of heresy back in 1308, effectively clearing their name. Inside the Vatican Secret Archives. The Vatican Secret Archives consists of various sections, including reading rooms and stacks, much like any typical archive. However, what makes this archive exceptional is the presence of an underground bunker. This secure bunker is a protective fortress for delicate papers, shielding them from dangers like fire and adverse weather conditions. The contents of the Vatican Secret Archives encompass a diverse range of historical materials, including papal letters, decrees, manuscripts, correspondence, and records of prominent figures and events. These documents offer a unique glimpse into the past, providing valuable insights into various historical periods' religious, political, cultural, and social aspects. Access to the Vatican's secret archives is a highly regulated process. While some members of the clergy may undergo formal education to study history, the general public does not have direct access. Instead, scholars and academics worldwide are allowed entry, subject to a stringent screening procedure. This selective approach ensures that the documents are handled with utmost care and used for legitimate research purposes. For many centuries, the Vatican's secret archives were shrouded in an air of secrecy, with limited information about their contents reaching the public domain. However, in 2012, the Vatican took a momentous step towards greater transparency. In an unprecedented move, the archive's doors were opened to journalists for the first time. The initiative aimed to dispel myths and misconceptions surrounding the archives, particularly those propagated by the popular novel Angels and Demons, written by Dan Brown. The event coincided with the archive's 400th anniversary, marking 4 centuries of preserving historical records within its walls. By allowing journalists inside, the Vatican was willing to address public curiosity and foster a better understanding of the archive's significance. Pope Francis and Pius XII's archives. The year 2019 witnessed another significant development in the realm of Vatican archival access. Pope Francis declared his intention to open up the Vatican archives related to Pope Pius XIV. This decision generated considerable interest and anticipation among historians and researchers worldwide. In March 2020, the Vatican's secret archives were set to open their doors to scholars and historians seeking to explore the documents concerning Pius XIV. Unfortunately, the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic led to a temporary closure soon after the initial opening. However, Pope Francis emphasized the importance of understanding history and encouraged further exploration of the archives when circumstances permit. While the Vatican has taken commendable steps to embrace transparency, the complete accessibility of the archives to the general public remains a challenge. In 2005, journalists revealed that the limitations were not due to a lack of willingness, but rather due to logistical complexities. The Vatican's secret archives holds a vast and diverse collection of documents, making it Herculean to quickly analyze and organize them for public viewing. Preservation efforts and cataloging the extensive historical materials require meticulous care and attention to detail. Despite these challenges, the Vatican remains committed to the ongoing process of making more of its historical treasures available for public scrutiny. The demand for access and the prefect's perspective. The Vatican's secret archives' vast size and scope have sparked a clamor for greater accessibility. People yearn to enter this historical treasure trove, almost as if breaking into a mysterious fortress. However, once the doors are open, the demand seems to dwindle, with only a few making the journey. The prefect, responsible for the archives, finds this curious and dismisses the requests to disclose records related to Pope Pius XII as an odd phenomenon. He insinuates that researchers might be driven by motives to tarnish the reputation of the Catholic Church. The controversial records on sexual abuse among the most contentious materials within the Vatican's secret archives are those related to the ongoing sexual abuse problem within the Church. Disturbingly, evidence has emerged from hidden archives in various dioceses, pointing to the Church's involvement in abuse cases. However, the Vatican's secret archives records related to this issue remain shrouded in secrecy. Unlike records from other archives, which may become public after a certain period, the Vatican's secret archives maintains a strict policy. These records are not released until they reach at least 75 years of age. Moreover, the Pope, rather than the Church as an institution, is the legal owner of the archive. This grants the Pope exclusive authority to decide when and what records are disclosed to the public. The Church's sovereignty and the role of the Pope. The Church, likened to a sovereign country, enjoys a degree of autonomy in managing its affairs, including handling records related to sensitive matters. While individuals may take legal action against individual dioceses to obtain information, the Church itself operates within its own terms. The Pope holds the power to disclose records earlier. Still, the current stance implies that it may take decades before victims, journalists, and historians gain further insight into the Church's involvement in abuse cases. So, What do you think of the secrets revealed in the Vatican archives? Comment below and subscribe for more.